Well, students, last week we had the post-reading questions discussion. You remember? Yeah. There were a couple of good questions to discuss. I hope you answered those questions. I hope you discussed those questions, and I also hope you came up with some more questions. Okay? All right. This video, we will just quickly review a few words. Yeah, not too many words. And also see whether you understand these words, whether you know the meanings of the words, and you can also talk about, use these words and make sentences. I mean, you can talk about these words. Okay? Do you want to give a try? I want you to give a try. Let me give you this work first. Yeah, what is this work? This is the one that you have to do it online. So this is the lesson. This is the last part of the lesson. Write the meanings of the words. So it's just like a quick review. I wanted to give more words. I wanted to give like a couple of pages, but then I thought maybe it's going to be too much. So just few words. And if you want to, add more words to these words, you are welcome. Okay, you can take all the words from the news article. Yeah. So what you have to do is write the meanings of the words. What are the meanings of the words and example sentences. Okay? We haven't done a lot of exercises like this. I have told you that this is the way you have to learn vocabulary. This is what you have to do, words, meanings, and then you have to write a sentence. But then I want to check how you do it. So this is just an example. Okay. Not too many words, as you can see. Yeah, the first one is legal. So you write the meaning of the word and also an example sentence. Okay, and try to talk about it. Whenever you learn a word, though I give this as an exercise or an assignment, self-study is important. Self-study, or you try to find your own ways of learning a language, or own ways of discussing an issue, or own ways of expanding your knowledge, trying to create those opportunities by yourself. To give you an example, for example, there's a word tax, right? So there's a word tax. So now you understand the meaning of the word tax, right? You know the meaning of the word tax, and so now we are going to talk about this word in this news article. What does this news article talk about tax? So can you say it? Can you talk about it? So this way you talk about all these words. Yeah. So tax. So let me try, right? Tax. It talks about income tax. The news article talks about income tax, and the news article talks about husband and wife. They earn money, right? And then they have to pay income tax. So income is earning, right? Like every month's salary or annual income. So husband pays money and wife pays money. And when you pay income tax, both husband and wife, they know how much income tax they pay. Like when I pay income tax, it's just more like together we pay the tax. Yeah. So my wife knows how much tax I pay, and then I know how much my wife pays tax. Okay. But then this news article talks about, how about this? When my wife keeps the money secretly, or she has a property, how could she pay the tax? That's what this news article talks about, right? See, now I said many words, many sentences about tax. Yeah. I want you to do the same. Yeah. Even you can also ask some questions. Yeah. Just talk to yourself. Use this word and talk to yourself. Yeah. Tax. So this way you can practice a lot. So if you don't have any idea about tax, you can't say much about tax, right? But then now you read something about tax in the news article, so you can say the same thing, what you read. Try to talk about it, right? So income tax, right? Spouse, estate, therapy. So now if you know the word spouse, husband and wife, so maybe you don't have to talk too much about it, right? But then this article, what does it talk about spouse? Say it. Yeah. Practice it. Yeah. And the next one is therapy. Yeah. How about the therapy one? Yeah. So when husband and wife, if they have problems, do you think they should go for a treatment? Do you think so? Or they should talk to each other and try to solve the problem? Yeah. Or do you think the therapy could help? Yeah. What do you think? What's your opinion? This kind of discussions, right? I mean, I would say in the future, you never know, you might also experience, this kind of, you might come across, you might face this kind of situations in life. Yeah. And it's always good to, reading, when people say reading is knowledge, this is the knowledge. Yeah. Even before you experience it by yourself, you have an idea about it because you read about it. Yeah. So therapy is a good way. In Taiwan, maybe it's not quite popular, or not many couples will go for a therapy. But then in the West, countries like America, I think it's quite common. Yeah. If they have some problems, maybe they try a therapy. If it works, it's good. If it doesn't work, then maybe they divorce. Yeah. So see, right now I talk a lot about therapy, right? I use this word, make sentences, talk about it. You do the same, okay? All right, and debts. Yeah, how about debts? Wealth, inherit. Yeah. First, again, remember, first you talk about, what does this article talk about? Debts. Okay, that's number one. And then you talk about, what is your opinion about debts, or what do you know about debts? See, this way you can practice a lot. Yeah. And inherit. Yeah. How about inheritance? Yeah. So again, say a few words about inheritance. Yeah. And see whether you are able to make sentences. Yeah. And if you're not able to make sentences, again, don't worry, you have to practice it. So you read one more time. You read that particular paragraph that talks about debts, or the paragraph that talks about inherit or inheritance. You read it, and then you try to talk about it. Yeah? Don't look at it. You read, understand the meanings. Okay, fine. Now I know what it talks about inheritance, or what it talks about debts. It talks about husband and wife. If husband has debts, how wife should deal with the debt if they get divorced. Couple of sentences. And this is also a topic to discuss, right? I hope you understand. Yeah. All right. So as I said, today is just review of vocabulary. Do this exercise. Take this as homework, and I would see whether you have written the meanings of the words and you have made sentences. Okay. All right. Thank you then. Yeah.